So thank you very much. I've got Ryan Gallagher from IOVOX and Scott Holmes from the REA Group in Australia. So thank you very much for joining today to have a bit of a chat around IOVOX and how the REA Group in Australia is using IOVOX with the functionality on the site. Ryan, let's sort of start with you. What does IOVOX do?
Well, first, thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. So what we do is we help businesses make sense of their telecommunications traffic. So in the same way that Google Analytics tracks and analyzes your web traffic to make you more enabled to do smarter business decisions, to decide where you should spend your money, where you shouldn't spend your money, and site changes. Sometimes it's down to what you sell on your site. Sometimes it's down to how you message what you sell on your site. We do the same with phone calls. So when somebody comes to your website and they make a phone call, we can give you the insights into what they're doing, what you need more of, what you need less of, and if you are or are not providing value to your customers. We then provide a whole bunch of tools to help improve what you are currently doing.
Fantastic. Now, Scott, the REA Group has recently done a deal with IOVOX to incorporate some of their technology into your operations. How are you using IOVOX, and what are some of the results you're seeing?
So let's go back and look at the problem. So the problem we were trying to solve is on our products, we have a phone reveal. So that's when a consumer clicks a button and gets to see the whole entire phone number and then rings. So our reporting only had phone reveals, not phone calls, but we had hard leads, which were document downloads and emails. And then we had phone reveals. A lot of our clients didn't like the metric of phone reveal because they didn't actually know how many phone calls were converted from the phone reveal. So what we've done, we've worked with IOVOX to replace that phone number with a IOVOX number, and therefore now we can record and measure phone calls. What that does, it gives us another stat that we can put in is what we call hard leads. So a document download via email is a hard lead. An email is a hard lead. A phone reveal we call as a soft lead, but a phone call is a hard lead. And what we're seeing is around 30% of the leads are generated through a phone call, and more than 30%. So what that does, it gives us the ability to talk about the ROI metrics. So what was the cost per lead that was generated off our products? We've got IOVOX sitting on a large number of our project profiles, which is our premier property for developers, and we're able then to communicate back to our clients what those metrics are, rather than having two hard leads and a soft lead. But now we have three really hard metrics, which is the document download, email, and the phone number. So that makes it easier to us to value our product and be able to show value back to our customer.
When you look at the soft leads versus the hard leads from calls, what did you have any surprising outcomes? Was it, if you had 10 soft leads, phone reveals, did it really lead to 10 phone calls, or was it like a 2 or 3 phone calls? What did you discover in that?
We were trying to look at, because obviously we've got project profiles running on new apartments, and we've got project profiles for land estates, house and land. So each of those products get different metrics as well. So they're not exactly the same, and depending on where they are. We saw an uplift in those stats because we didn't actually know. So there was really no way of measuring what the call ratio was going to be. So we were quite happy with the number. And obviously it fluctuates seasonally, and obviously we've got COVID at the moment, so they're down a little bit. But the numbers, we're quite happy with the numbers, and being able to put those onto the hard leads and lower the ROI is quite powerful for us. So that was the value proposition, to be able to have a transparent reporting system that actually shows us and also the client the value of our products.
Okay. Now, Ryan, you mentioned just before we started the call, you have a new bit of functionality that you've recently launched. What was that?
It is effectively, we call it Web Connect. It is a WebRTC product. So what that means is you can have a button on your website where people can click that button and call through their browser. So nothing to download, nothing to install. It uses HTML5 and it uses our backend, so you can get all the analytics, you can get all the stats. And what with everybody, being at home with COVID, pretty much everyone is using their laptop a lot more than they would have done in the past, or their desktop. So same from a phone, it's no requirement for a phone number, and you just click a button, we connect the call as you would a phone call. It uses your microphone and your speakers, as we are doing right now. to call up a business.
Okay. Now, when you look at your other clients around the world, are they finding the same sort of results that Scott and the REA Group is discovering?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because what we do is we first of all display what you're actually delivering. And REA is a good example of somebody that we know is delivering value. And they just want to prove they're delivering more than they thought they were. So when we have businesses who are doing really well like that, they've got nothing to hide. So once they start to show every lead that they're delivering, it always goes up. The number always goes up. So you used to get credit for, 50, 70% of the leads that you drive, and all of a sudden you get 100% credit for the leads you drive. So it's always that way unless you've got a business who isn't doing well. I mean, if somebody's not doing call tracking, it's either because it's not available in the market or they have something to hide. So one of the things we do is we actually just make everything transparent, as Scott said, so that when you're a good business who is driving leads and it has that quality business behind you, we just prove that. We just increase the visibility of the leads and the service that you're providing to your customers. So in general, yeah, we always see that sort of an uplift with our customers. And, we go further down the tree where not only are we saying this is how many calls you've got, but we can transcribe calls. We can tell you what they called about. We can, tie it into the user journeys. So we can do a lot of information around what actually started that call journey and then follow up as well. So it's, again, if you're a business that wants to prove that you're a good business, then this is great.
Now, Scott, another question. What's been the response of your customers to having access to this sort of technology and greater insights into the value that you're creating for them?
Oh, they've loved it because at the end of the day, we had these clients saying, look, happy for you to talk to about document downloads and phone and emails, but not phone reveals. So don't talk to me about the metrics around phone reveals. Now what we can do is actually have a transparent conversation on those metrics and say, this is what your project profile is delivering. This is the cost per lead for your project profiles. And it helps us actually justify the ROI metrics and the cost of the product. So for us, it's helped us a lot talk about the value of our product.
Fantastic.
The difference between phone reveals and phone calls is the same as eyeballs and clicks. Everyone used to just sell eyeballs for advertising. You had 1 million people who saw this ad, and then they moved to who clicked the ad. It's the same thing. It's actually what happened. Did somebody see it? Who cares? Did somebody actually call it? That's different.
Okay. Ryan and Scott, thank you very much for taking 5-10 minutes to have a chat about IOVOX and how the REA Group is implementing IOVOX in its Australian operations. So congratulations, well done. I think it's a good initiative and clearly demonstrating high levels of value to the customers of the REA Group. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing good stories about how IOVOX continues to innovate and bring out new products around call tracking and tracking the interactions that we have with the various listings, and I look forward to hearing how the REA Group implements these and captures greater value from the lead generation process. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. Thank you.